Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Missing Frames. This is the podcast where we watch all the movies we should have seen by this point in our lives. I'm your host, Shawn Eastridge. Returning to the show at long last is my wife, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. And I want to first and foremost thank everybody out there for their support. You've been sending in comments. You've been sending in iTunes reviews. My heart is so full. It's overflowing with joy and love for you. I want to give particular shout outs to the most recent review from Awful Dreams. I don't know who you are. I also hope your dreams aren't awful. This is one of the best. This is really what I aspire to as a podcaster. But their review said, "Love to listen to this podcast as I road trip. Shawn has the perfect podcast voice." That's all I've ever wanted.
I feel like your head's getting a little big.
It could be. Do you think I have the perfect podcast voice?
Sure.
All right. That's good enough for me. So thank you to Awful Dreams, and thank you to everyone who's been sending in suggestions for what movies we should do. We had one I am desperate to do for the Matrix back in December. Listener Jonathan suggested The Matrix. It's the film's 20th anniversary. I can't find anybody who hasn't seen The Matrix. So if you can think of anyone, let me know. Also, please leave us a review and a rating on iTunes. It helps us out tremendously. And again, thank you so much for listening. Now let's get on to the point of the show. It's another anniversary episode because we've just been doing those. That just seems like the right thing to do. It's the 30th anniversary of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And they just announced that the third movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, is going into production. The time feels right to give this one a rewatch. And Sarah, you have never seen this movie or its sequel,
I need
Bogus
a first
Journey.
watch.
This is your first watch.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Not much. I know Keanu Reeves is in it.
It's true. Who else is in it?
That blonde British guy I feel like I've
he's
never...
He's not British,
He's not?
but he is blonde. It's
Oh.
Alex Winter. And this is really his big thing. I think he was in a couple other things. He was in The Lost Boys, which
The vampire movie
yeah, I
with
haven't seen
Kiefer
that.
Sutherland?
Yes, correct.
I have also not seen that, but I feel like that the movie poster's in my brain for life for some reason.
I think Alex Winter is
So
on the
iconic.
movie poster, so you have some idea who he is. But is that it? That's all you know?
No, I know that it is time travel-y, and they like time travel in a TARDIS. Do they rip off the TARDIS?
It is basically
Isn't
a
it
rip off
a
of the TARDIS.
telephone
It's a
booth
telephone booth. Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? But is it blue?
No. It's just
Oh,
a standard, boring.
So not a blatant rip-off.
Yeah, it's a boring
but a pseudo
telephone
rip-off.
booth. Yeah.
Okay, so I know a lot about the Halloween Horror Nights play on our honeymoon.
On our honeymoon, we went to
Yeah.
Universal in Orlando, and they had this whole
Yeah, it
for
was like-
Halloween Horror Nights. They did a
Yeah.
big thing for Bill and Ted, and we thought it was going to be terrible, and maybe it was, but I actually had a really great time watching it.
Those actors were very committed.
Yes.
And I thought it was fantastic. And it's gone now. They got rid of
gone
it like
forever.
last year, I think. So
Yeah.
we saw it on the last year or the second to last year it ran, and it is gone forever.
To be fair, the Bill and Ted as portrayed in that show, that's basically all you need to know. You already have a good sense of who these people are and what the vibe of this movie is.
I feel like there's a lot of catchphrases. Like,
There are. This is an extremely quotable movie. At least it was when I was in high school. So the first time I saw this, it was a birthday gift out of nowhere from a friend of mine for my I think it was my 15th birthday. And I remember it was both the movies. He got me Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey.
double pack.
I had heard of them, like, I guess somewhere, but I knew next to nothing about them. And that was the first time I'd seen them. And I watched them and really enjoyed them a lot. A couple close friends of mine, my friends, the three brothers in Pennsylvania, Rick, Tim, and Mike, when we first started hanging out, they loved Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure too, so we would quote it a lot to each other. And the first time I went to visit them when they moved to Pennsylvania from Virginia, we watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey together. So it's like there's this like I have this warmth and this nostalgia for these movies. I don't know, they're really like sweet, funny, and sincere movies. I don't know if they're
Wait, these movies are sweet, funny, and sincere?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it, but everything I've heard makes them seem like really slapsticky and dumb.
They are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they are
so
dumb,
all of the above.
But like the two leads are
cool.
I mean, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves are fantastic. George Carlin is in it, the comedian.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird because the movie
Love him.
it's kind of a family movie. So
Again, you're blowing my
Yeah,
mind.
it's,
Not
I mean,
the things I thought.
the
this
humor
movie
is a
would be.
little raunchy.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, there are a couple things that probably wouldn't fly today in terms of a family comedy. But for the most part, it's pretty restrained in terms of the raunchiness. But they get some good jokes in there. But it's kind of got this family friendly vibe. I remember thinking like it felt a little bit like someone was trying to educate me because they go through history and they meet all these famous people and it felt like, oh, this person did this. And I remember thinking that was a little goofy. But for the most part, I think it's because Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter are so good. Those characters are so like immediately iconic and endearing and lovable that it kind of carries the movie. I love these movies. I'm interested in rewatching this one because I haven't seen it, I think, since early 2000s. I want to say the last time I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was maybe like 2002. It's been a long time. So your
tastes have changed.
Yeah, I expect to still have the same reaction in terms of finding it endearing,
Nostalgia.
But even back then I could kind of recognize. I have a couple friends who Matt Schott, who's been on the show before. We did Supergirl together, which is a glorious episode everyone should listen to. But he in particular has been kind of like, what is this love with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? It's one of those movies that I think you could argue you need to have grown up with. And I don't know. I'm excited to rewatch it again. I'm excited to see what you think about it. But I am genuinely also excited that they're making another one. I love the concept of it, that it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but the idea of it is real fun.
I mean, I would watch Keanu Reeves paint a house for 2 hours. So
he's done so much. We could probably find that movie. If you know
But it's
the
like, I don't
movie where
know.
Keanu Reeves paints a house, please
Send it
tweet
to
at
Sarah.
me at Hey Shawn Dorman. We'll watch it on Missing Frames.
I just love him.
He's
And I know
great.
America's kind of in love with him right now. And it's like, guys, he's always
There's
been
a
this
big
great.
old Keanu love fest that is so
and he deserves
overdue.
it. We've come so far since Sad Keanu.
Yeah. That was so
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
It's like, he can't
went
just
through
live
that
his
little
dang
kind
life.
of-
Like, come on.
It's mean. It's insensitive to call it a career slump because it
No.
implies like, oh, what's he doing? But there was a period of time where he had a couple box office bombs kind of come
Yeah.
out, like I think 47 Ronin, and there was something else. And after The Matrix, his career didn't nosedive or anything, but
No.
it definitely was like, what's Keanu? What is he doing? Like these movies aren't doing great. They're not super well received, and then all these like memes came out of him like sitting on a park bench.
I
by
know,
himself.
and it's like no one deserves to take a freaking breather.
No, it
Poor
was,
Keanu.
and it was when John Wick came out. I'll admit, like it was like, yeah, this guy's dog gets killed and he goes on a revenge. I was like, that sounds ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what? It sounds like another like one of these in a slew of Keanu Reeves kind of these movies that just weren't going anywhere. And then we saw it, and it was like one of the best action movies of the decade.
Yeah.
And now he's like hit a new career high.
Yeah, he's got a
and
franchise,
beyond that,
basically.
everybody loves him. He's now
Yeah.
like the quintessential gentleman.
Yep.
All these stories come out about like the Matrix when he gave like a portion of his salary to the stuntmen. He bought them all cars. Like it's just
Yeah.
like
I just think he's great. And
he's-
that video that came out recently where everyone got stranded at the airport, he like took charge with all these people. He's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And
That's
they take
right.
a taxi
Keanu
somewhere
Reeves
else.
was stranded at an airport with a bunch of just like amongst people,
Yeah.
and he kind of like took charge.
He
and was-
corralled them.
Yeah, he's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rent a van,
Yeah.
and we're all gonna go, and we're gonna drive to this other airport, and don't worry, we'll all be
He like
okay.
bought people lunch,
He got
like
them
just
it
really
was-
sweet
he's
stuff.
very, very sweet individual. So with all that in mind, is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure a movie you've been interested in seeing?
Yeah, it's definitely been on my list, whatever that giant never-ending list I have is. But I was, 2 when this came out, so it was not obviously on my baby radar. And my parents, this would not have been their demographic as I grew up of what type of movies that they enjoyed. So it just bypassed me. But all through high school, so many boys would quote this at me.
Yeah.
All day.
I
don't know. It was just like crazy, but I never really.
I think it's going to be a huge like wave of nostalgia for me because I forget how much I quoted this movie.
I don't know any quotes. Is Cowabunga Dude from this movie?
That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh crap!
I think that movie was released this year though, so close enough. But it's that vibe. Yeah. It's like they're kind of surfer
Aren't they
dudes.
Like LA? Like yo, dude.
Like,
do you like my? That was
one of the jokes that I'll spoil for you is because the whole thing is like they have a history project that's due, and it's like, oh, we don't know anything about history.
So
and
they have to go back in time. Okay,
yes. So, but one of the jokes. This is a really good example of what you can expect from this movie. But the teacher calls on Ted. Who's Keanu Reeves' character, and he goes, "Can you tell me who Joan of Arc is?" And Keanu goes, Noah's wife.
Oh,
that's this movie in a nutshell. But it's very, very charming, and there's a inherent sweetness to it that even when it gets like kind of really stupid, it's still like, this is sweet. I like this. I'm excited to watch it.
So are we watching both of them or just one?
What do you think? Do you think we should watch both of them?
I'd be down.
Okay, let's see how we feel. We'll watch Excellent Adventure, and if we have time, we'll watch Bogus Journey too.
Okay, if I saw the first movie, do I need the second movie to watch the new movie?
I would think so, yeah.
All right.
But let's see. Let's see how we feel if we have time.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it. So let's go ahead and watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Cowabunga, dude.
Excellent.
Now available to own on video cassette.
And we're back. We just watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And Sarah, what do you think? Was it as excellent as its title suggested?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. I was like, this might be too slapsticky. I don't know. But I ended up really, I think I was belly laughing most of the movie.
It's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah. And you're right. It was actually very genuine, it felt very sincere.
I think that's its biggest strength for sure.
If it didn't have that, I think it would be forgettable.
I
truthfully.
think without that sincerity and without Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, the movie doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I believe they're best friends.
Yes.
100%. They're like brothers.
They're like goofy.
They really love each other.
Yes, you get that love and that relationship and friendship is easily the high point of the film. Because the movie itself is extremely dumb. Like, it is such a dumb movie.
Yeah.
It's like the script is solid, but it's just like, it's a dumb movie. It's like two guys are in a band that the music is so good it will save the world and create world peace. And they have to pass their history exam by traveling through time and hanging out with all these historical figures, which is a fun concept. And just like the vibe of the movie is very like, it feels like it's aimed at 10-year-olds, but it's almost got this kind of like knowing preteen sense of humor. Like it's almost like kids who this movie is aimed at are too old to really enjoy the movie, and kids who are too young wouldn't get some of the more inappropriate jokes or the raunchier jokes.
Yeah, you need that sweet spot age.
Yeah, but it still works, even though it's teetering between being very much like a movie for like 7 and 8-year-olds and also appealing to older kids who
it's a movie you can watch with your children.
You can watch it with your children despite all the
fun family fun.
What number are we thinking of right now? 69, dude. I love that. I said, this movie is so quotable, and I just watching it, like, I know I've constantly used, like, when I sign my name, I sign Shawn Eastridge Esquire, which comes from this movie. I'm Bill S. Preston Esquire. That comes from this movie. constantly just the excellent and the guitar,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff.
Highly quotable. I actually wrote some quotes down because
Yes,
I was like, I need to remember.
You
these
killed
for the
my
future.
friend, you medieval dickweed is one I've used frequently.
Those are historical babes.
Those are historical babes. Yeah, my friends and I, the ones Rick,
so
Tim, and
good.
Mike, who we kind of all took on these quotes as part of our daily lives. And there was a group of girls that we were like madly in love with, and we referred to them as the babes. Oh, the babes, they're gonna come over and hang out with us.
I bet they thought that was really cute.
Yeah, they did not know about that. Yeah, that absolutely
They
endeared
do
them to
now.
us, because how could it not? I mean, you see the way the historical babes were immediately attracted to them because not only are they hot, they're also so charming and lovable.
They're
How
just
could you
so
not?
historical.
The movie is like, it's just clever enough to avoid being completely dismissed.
Yeah.
Because there are other things about this movie that I don't that don't work as well. I think the general kind of like, oh, now they're in the mall, and what crazy shenanigans are they going to get up to? Beethoven's performing electric piano and things like that.
I don't know. I kind of loved Joan of Arc doing jazzercise or whatever that was. I was
The
like,
aerobics.
this is what my life has been missing up until now. I am now fulfilled.
Well, the cast really sells it.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
very
Great
situational.
cast.
Yeah, it's very situational, and it's very like simple.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing below the surface of this movie. There's nothing deeper going on. There are no big life lessons learned. It's just like, we've got to pass our history test or we can't be in a band anymore. And it's just like, it's funny. I just watching it, it very quickly does a great job of establishing the stakes. Like, it's like, he's got to make it, or they've got to pass the test, or Ted's going to go to military school. Like, it's very, I was watching it from a structural standpoint, a script writing standpoint of like, oh, they do a really great job setting everything up. But the stakes are so like minimal.
In Alaska? Like, is there a military?
Yeah, a military school in Alaska.
Alaska?
I couldn't tell if that was supposed to be a joke. Like, it's like Alaska.
I assume everything is a joke in this movie
Yes.
because every 2 seconds I was like, oh, here comes another joke. And I was always right.
But what are some of your favorite lines? You said you wrote some quotes down.
Oh, strange things are afoot at the Circle
Yes.
K. And then you are, what was it? You are dealing with the oddity of time travel with the greatest of ease. And I was like, that's fantastic. Wrote that down.
Billy, you were dealing with, and I love that explains everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
they, for the most part, they go and they kidnap all these people from their times.
Displace
And
them.
Again, the movie is so simple that it doesn't once think to ask, like, how does this affect time? Like, time is not affected by this because
No.
the rules of time travel are all over the place, because it doesn't seem like anything's affected by these people being removed from their timelines. And if we're going by like standard time travel rules, wouldn't that affect their future? It doesn't.
I think I said that while we were watching, and I was like, wait, but what happens to these historical moments that are no longer happening? Because like Joan of Arc disappears right before
Genghis
she sees
Khan,
the
Napoleon,
vision, right?
like, all
which
these people
inspires
are
her.
gone,
Yeah.
and you would think that would cause major ripple effects.
Nope.
And it doesn't.
Everything is perfectly fine back in California, present day.
You can tell that I think that was a quick conversation between the screenwriters,
Yeah.
who it's
They're like, nah, it's fine.
The names are it's Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson. And I bet that was a really quick, like, oh, is this gonna, don't forget about it.
Yeah.
We'll just keep going.
No one will
But
care.
it speaks to the simplicity of the movie, that there are no consequences, that the characters briefly are kind of like, wow, we're in the future, and then immediately are just fine.
Yeah.
And don't question, like, are we gonna get back? Why? They do not go in that direction, because it's a completely different movie.
I mean, why would you?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't know if it's a better movie. I can see how it's like, if it's about Bill and Ted getting their history report done, you lose focus if it then turns into, we've got to get all our friends back before they all went off and they're all
I
confused.
mean, this was a 90-minute film, and it should stay a 90-minute film.
Yes.
Like, it was kind of perfectly packaged in
Yes.
those 90 minutes, so I think it was fine what they did.
So we were watching the documentary a little bit before recording this. That's on this glorious Shout Factory Blu-ray set that we got. And I didn't realize that the screenwriters, they were friends, and that Bill and Ted was a bit they used to do, a comedy bit that they decided, they were like, let's just do it as like a movie. We'll write it as a screenplay and get it sold somewhere.
I mean, good for them.
And part of
Clearly a good career move.
yeah, and a lot of the sincerity of it, I think, comes from that. Like, I think if the movie thought it was like really cool, like, it's kind of like the difference between, and I'm thinking about this because Hobbs and Shaw just came out. It's the difference between early Fast and Furious and later Fast and Furious, where the early Fast and Furious movies aren't good because they think they're so hot. They think they're so cool, and they
haven't made those multi-millions quite yet.
No, it's not even that. It's that they think they're like way cool. They're like, yeah, we are cool. Drag racing, awesome. And the later movies kind of realize this is all kind of ridiculous. Let's just embrace the sincerity.
Lean into that.
Let's lean into the family element and the heart of it, but let's also amp up the action.
Yes.
Bill and Ted is kind of that side of the spectrum where it's like, if it had been the cynicism or the like, we're like really cool guys of those early Fast and Furious movies, it just wouldn't have worked. But it's the genuine sincerity, I think, of these two screenwriters, their friendship, that comes through. And again, the casting of Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. So
my babies.
It's almost immediate where you like it. There isn't really, it's hard for me to remember, but I was almost immediately like charmed by the guys. Like there was no waiting period for me to be like, all right, I like these guys.
Yeah, first scene for me, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Like just them practicing, like we are wild stallions, and we gotta get Eddie Van Halen in our band. Yeah, but we can't even play our instruments. It's just like so goofy,
adorable.
And it is adorable. Is a really great word for it.
They are very sincere, and like you believe their friendship. You know.
Yeah, it's very, very. That's the key to this movie.
Yeah.
I think that's why, even though it's hard to call it, I wouldn't call it a great movie, but because I feel the sense of fun that everybody is having with the production, the commitment of the cast, and the general cleverness of the script, like outside of kind of the situational stuff where it's like, now Napoleon's in a bowling alley. Oh no. Like there are all these kind of pratfall jokes, and like they like are tripping all over things and like doing ridiculous things, but like the relationships between the characters is really fun. But so did you, I know we talked about it a little bit. You knew they traveled through time. I can't remember. Did we talk about them they were going to fail their history exam? Did you know that was kind of the plot of the movie, that they were this amazing band? They ended up being this amazing band.
I didn't even know they were in a band, so that was new to me. Like, which, I mean, I should have known because they're fantastic.
Especially after we saw Bill and Ted, the live show. They are... Yeah,
I guess maybe I should have put that together, but I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I just knew they time traveled in a TARDIS-like phone booth.
Yes.
Which... that is exactly what they did.
But the music, the fact that their music saves the world is hysterical. But I love the soundtrack to this movie is all like 80s hair metal. It's ridiculous. I just love that 80s hair metal is capable of
saving a world
connecting
peace.
Everybody. To be fair, hair metal this movie is like the cinematic equivalent of hair metal, where it's like hair metal is like goofy and ridiculous, and like they go all out, but at the core of a lot of these hair metal bands is just this sense of like fun. It's like all about like, we're gonna party. Like that was what was always funny to me about a band like Kiss. On the surface level, it's like, oh, don't listen to that, kids, they're evil, and Kiss stands for Knights in Satan's and whatever nonsense, and they're like, you know, the
is that
Gene
what
Simmons.
Kiss stands for?
No, that was I don't think that's true at all. I think that was something parents came up with because they wanted
Forward
to
this email 38 times or
yes. Yeah, Breitbart.com reported it back in the 70s. But Kiss, what was funny about that to me is Kiss, when you actually listen to their music, it's like, I want to rock and roll all night and party. That's their message.
For sure.
And this movie is the cinematic equivalent of that.
Yep.
Just fun, goofy, nothing going on beneath the surface, but like you're going to listen to it and you're going to have a fun time, and maybe if you're willing to embrace it, it will embrace you back. But you love them from the beginning. They're immediately charming. Were you kind of on board with the movie from the start, or did it take a little bit for you to?
No, I was like, this is fun. I think as soon as you accept what it's going to be, you just go along for the ride, you know? And that's how I felt. I wasn't looking for like the Oscar winner, you know? But it was just fun, and all the actors were awesome. Like every single actor I thought was great. It's like, who are these people? Because most of these people, I don't know if I've seen them before.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they didn't do anything other than this, but they were all kind of most of them were new to me.
Most of them I don't recognize from anything else. Joan of Arc,
Yeah.
you mentioned she looks like Winona Ryder.
Yeah, I did a double take. I'm like, is that her?
She
But
does,
She even had the
seriously.
kind of Winona haircut of that time.
Yeah, and the
or
face, too.
In the 90s, yeah. But I was like ready. I was along for the ride. It was really fun. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Keanu Reeves said like his gravestone for a while. He would joke like his gravestone would say, "Here lies Keanu Reeves. He played Ted." But I love that they are still so affectionate about this movie. I feel like we already went on and on about how much we love Keanu Reeves and what a stand-up guy he is. But I feel like there's a part of you that can like. It's like, oh yeah, I did this movie because it was the only script available to me. It was the only gig I got, and once I went on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
But he is so like, he clearly when he talks about this, he loves it. Alex Winter too. Like they
Well,
both
it seems
have
like
such fondness.
it was a part of their lives that they cherished, that they loved. I don't know that for a fact, but that's just like my
But you
observation.
can even see that
they
in
had
the movie.
chemistry.
Yeah,
yeah. They seem like, I don't know if they are today, but they seem like they might have been lifelong friends.
Very
I don't
close
know.
friends.
They obviously are still talking because there's a new movie coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was sweet. I liked it.
Well, I love
what a good rom-com.
Yes, it's yeah, rom-com. That's right. I mean, they end up with the girls at the end. They save the day. It's great.
Oh, but can we talk about these terrible parents?
Yeah.
Because they're like unsupportive, mean,
So-
terrible, like both sets.
Bill's parents are supportive. Like his dad is like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
he's
think they-
also like married to his classmate,
yes.
so that's
his,
gross.
His recently graduated classmate.
Yeah, Missy.
She's like, I guess, a college student, and
She's like 2 years older than
She's a
them,
few years
right?
older because
Yeah.
he was like, remember when we were freshmen and she was a senior and I asked her to the prom?
Yeah.
Shut up, Ted. But so she's a few years older. She's in college. My guess is, I don't think they say it clearly, but the dad is dressed kind of like he's a professor or something. So my guess is it's like, oh, he's the smart professor and she was real attracted to that. But like it's so funny. Like
so cringy.
The things you don't notice when you're a kid, like you don't think about the creepiness of it. But when when the dad's like, hey, why don't you guys go out and have some fun and we'll see you later, and then he just in Bill's room just like closes him and his wife in there, and Ted even's like, dude, they're going for it in your own room. And I never, like, you were like, that's so gross.
Yeah, it's just like, I also, all three of them were like ogling her when she was feeding them sandwiches, and she'd like lean over so you could see her cleavage, and they were all just drooling, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Which is, I had no, and again, as a kid, I never got the reference.
You wouldn't pick that up.
But at the end, well, that I understood. It was like, oh yeah, she's a babe and he's in love with her. But at the end, when Sigmund Freud is like, oh, Bill, why don't you sit down? And he's like, oh no, I just have a major Oedipus complex, which is a reference to, I think is it Oedipus? It's a play about like a guy who's, and it's not just about
sounds
this, but
Greek.
one of the elements is it's Oedipus Rex, and the guy, I think, is in love with his mother. Like he kills his father and marries his mom.
Is
I
it
think.
Greek? Am I crazy?
Yeah, you're
It's a
right.
Greek play,
so,
right?
but I never got that reference before.
No.
Of course, the whole.
I still didn't get that reference, so Shawn had to explain it to me in the movie. I was like, what? What
I'm
is he?
so cultured now. This
Yeah.
movie sent me on a path.
Shawn's
that
the smartest guy
I'm just so
ever.
smart ever. I have the best podcast voice.
Wait, so he's not gonna stop talking about that. So who's your favorite historical character in this film? Like, who's your favorite?
that's a
I know
good
who
question.
mine is, but I want to know who yours is.
I think Socrates.
Socrates. He was great.
I love him because he just first of all, he's older, but he's like yes, all of this, I love it. And I love when they go and they quote Kansas to him. They're like, oh, we are as dust in the wind, and he loves that. But I just love, because he's the oldest of the group, but he's like one of the more enthusiastic people.
He is
so I love
along
him.
for the ride. He's like, look, I'm
Socrates.
like 90 and I'm ready to party.
Yes.
Let's go.
I think he might be my favorite, and I loved Billy the Kid as well.
Yeah, he was great. It's a good ensemble cast.
Yeah,
for
they're all
sure.
really good. It's again, nobody really, except for Napoleon. Napoleon gets his whole little story, and each of them get their little bits, but like they are so like immediately striking, and they so perfectly capture the essence of the characters they're portraying that it just works. But who was your favorite?
Oh, Freud. Like
Freud?
100% Freud.
That was another.
Everything he did was amazing. I love when they all get arrested and they're in the police station, they're being questioned, and the cop is asking him questions and he's returning his questions with questions. And he asks another question and Freud just goes, "Tell me about your mother." And I was like, oh my God, I lost it.
That's another quote I've taken from this movie without realizing it. The other one is, "Oh, Ted, don't be dead, dude." I've used that before. Don't be dead, dude. But I love when you can go back and rewatch a movie that you forgot had such an effect on your life, and just be reminded. This movie fills me with so much joy watching it, because it reminds me of being like a high schooler and like hanging out with my friends, and like all of us feeling like no girls will ever like us, but at least we have each other, and that male camaraderie and that love for each other that I think is really at the core of this movie.
Yeah, it's
just
a bromance.
They're there for each other and they love each other, and they're gonna make the music to save the world. George Carlin is also in this movie as Rufus.
I didn't know he was an actor. He
acted.
Either. Obviously, he's a great comedian.
This was also my first exposure to him. It's the same thing as like Bob Saget, where you're like, oh, the guy from Full House is a comedian, and then you look up his comedy, and you're
it's
like,
so good.
Oh, well, it's good, but it's also
it's
like really explicit and inappropriate.
Well, Carlin was like that too, wasn't he?
Yes,
okay.
And he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And this movie, you would never guess it, because not that he's not good, but it's also because it's a PG family film.
Yes.
So it's such a weird choice to cast him in the part, but he's just fun and he's really good. I'm almost positive he comes back for the second one too. Let me look that up. We did not watch the second one, by the way, in case you're wondering. We did not have time, but we will at some point. Definitely,
I'd like to do a follow-up.
Definitely before the third one comes out, we will watch Bogus
And we will
Journey.
certainly be watching the third.
But yeah, so George Carlin is in it, and I don't know if he has as big of a role. I can't remember. But they got pretty much the whole creative team back. It's a different director, but it's the same screenwriters, which is fun. But yeah,
And you have seen the second one?
I have.
Okay.
But that is also, I'm not joking. I think the last time I watched this was early 2000s. It's been almost 20 years since I've last seen this.
When did the second one come out?
It was 2 years later, 1991. The movie, so Excellent Adventure, it had a lot of issues getting funded, because I think it was originally with Warner Brothers, and they were kind of like, we like this, but we don't think it's for us. But they were nice enough to be like, we'll let you have the script, we encourage you to go off and find something else.
I feel like that doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't. It's like
it's very generous, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and what happened was Dino De Laurentiis picked it up, and this is the same guy who funded Blue Velvet and worked with David Lynch.
Oh my gosh.
And I might be wrong, but I think this is the guy who David Lynch, after coming off of Dune, was very concerned about creative control and wanted Final Cut, which is basically I get final say. You do not have permission to tell me what to do. Like if the producers come back and say, we want you to change these things, the director has the power to say, no, this is my vision and we're doing it. Dino De Laurentiis basically, with Blue Velvet, told David Lynch, he's like, I can't legally give you Final Cut. Like there's no piece of paper we can sign, but I give you my word. You have Final Cut. And he did.
A lot of trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is that guy. I thought that was a really cool connection, but he ended up funding the movie. It was around, it says it was about a $6.5 million budget, although I'm seeing conflicting, like they wanted to do it for $10 million. My guess is it ended up being $6.5 million, but it went on to gross $40.5 million. So it was a big hit. And of course, like,
so who saw this though? Teenagers?
That's
probably?
what I want to know, because the reviews for the film were relatively lukewarm. Like, let me look at it. On Rotten Tomatoes, I think it has a 78%. For the most part, I'm looking at, let's see. Finding the script the script made only the sketchiest attempts to draw their historical characters. If the director has any talent for comedy, it's not visible here. Ouch. The film looks paltry and undernourished. It's cliched.
I mean, those all sound like rave reviews to me. So.
Yeah, so basically the movie everyone was kind of like, it's a shallow movie.
Yeah.
I think only in retrospect, with kids growing up with it, it's become as beloved as it has.
The nostalgia factor.
But it's like, that still doesn't account for the fact that like it did really well.
But I think it was genuinely funny.
It
too.
is. Like, it does feel like, I think the movie was dated. The sense of humor was dated even when it came out.
Yeah, it's kind of in a time capsule. For the time, yes, I get it. But then looking back all these years later, you get that nostalgia rush.
Right.
It's it just existed in this bubble.
As a society looking back on it, I think that was part of the problem is I think maybe they were looking at it as a contemporary film, and it's clearly like Bill and Ted are types. They are very much like the surfer dudes of like that era. But the movie plays into that. It's not like they are really of their era. The movie doesn't feel like it's of any specific era, which actually, I mean, that's kind of not true. It does feel very 80s. But in terms of thematically.
But more just in fashion and visuals, not so much. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the sense of humor of it and the way they talk. It's like it could really be any
like you heard how kids talk these days.
It's not that I've met some surfer dudes.
Off. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
at
not
all.
That far
What's
off.
that guy in Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh, John Paul Jones.
Yes, John Paul Jones is basically.
Guys, go look at a clip of him, and he could be in this film.
Exactly. So it's like 100%. It's not like this is that.
Put him in a little belly shirt. We're golden.
But I mean, it is funny. I can't fault anyone for not embracing this movie.
Sure, yeah.
I think especially 1989, this is a huge year for movies. Batman, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Ghostbusters 2. I think When Harry Met Sally came out that year.
That's a big year.
It was a great year for movies. And here comes along this dopey little family film about like two guys who got to pass their history test. I get how you could easily dismiss it.
Sure.
Even today, I feel like this is a movie that if I showed someone who, I know that's the point of the show, that I showed it to you, and this is, I feel like they're friends of mine I could show this to, and they'd be like, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily.
I want to call my parents and ask if they've seen it. I'm really curious.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be like, this is a movie you have to see. Like, you've got to see it. I have a personal connection to it, and it has a lot of charm, and I think it gets by on that charm for the most part.
Yes.
But did you have a favorite sequence from the movie? There's a lot of crazy time traveling stuff.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fun things in this movie.
I really enjoyed the couple scenes we got where Bill and Ted meet Bill and Ted.
I
think they're some of the best
scene.
ones of the, or what's one where he's like, what if they're lying? Why would we lie to each other or to ourselves? Yeah,
like,
and I thought that was so funny.
It's like, all right.
It's such a like weirdly profound thing to say in the dummest of scenarios.
Right.
But I don't know. I think those were my favorite scenes.
There are little nuggets like that that are great. And I love when they're in the suits of armor, and he falls down the stairs and he thinks he gets stabbed, and he's like, no, and then Ted saves him. He's like, dude, you're alive. And he's like, yeah, I slipped out of my armor when I hit the ground.
And he's like, slipped out of your armor.
I know. I was just like, what? I just like little moments like that are very almost like winking at the audience and very, very funny.
Yeah.
I think I loved that sequence where they meet each other.
Yeah.
I love when they first meet Billy the Kid, and he's like, I need two guys. Who's with me? We're with you, Billy the Kid. Like, the
saloon.
Yeah, if
That's
the
fun.
enthusiasm wasn't as high as it was for, like, these two characters, it wouldn't have worked at all. Because so much of the humor of it, like, oh, Noah's wife, like, the humor of it only really works because it's like a goofy line, but it's stupid. It's only because of the commitment of Keanu Reeves that line works as well as it does. It's like a rare example of a movie that like it's elevated so much by performances of these characters that it kind of wins you over.
Yeah.
Oh, and Clarence Clemens is in the movie from the E Street Band, Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. I forgot about that.
That's really cool.
And I love it. It's so sweet.
Napoleon was a short dead dude.
Napoleon's a short dead dude. What else? What other moments did you really, really enjoy?
The end sequence was fantastic.
With their presentation.
Yeah.
Instead of let them eat cake, let them eat fast food. Yeah. Like,
I just like that Billy the Kid comes out and like shoots the lights with a rail gun, and everyone's like, yeah.
Yes, in a high school.
In a school. Like,
yeah.
well, not today.
Maybe not so much. But I also love that the light, everything is like, when did they have the time to prepare this entire presentation and get all the props and get the lights to do exactly what they want to do? But you know what? This is that kind of movie, and you just sort of go with it.
But remember, time travel. They could have gone back, set
true.
it up, come back,
I love, that's another sequence I really love.
Yes.
They never really do
They don't show
much.
you.
They don't show, because again, early on, it's like, oh, I guess it doesn't matter that they've taken these people out of history and it's not affecting anything. But then the movie decides that their time travel is going to work in this way where there are effects of what they do in the past.
Yeah.
So there's a sequence where they have to break all the characters out of jail, and they start thinking, they're like, all right, well, we've got to get the keys. I'm going to remember, we're going to go back in time and we're going to put these things there for us. And so everything they think happens. Like they get the keys in a specific spot, the trash can.
Like, whoa,
they
it's already there.
Yeah, they set up a trash can to fall from the ceiling on the guys.
I wanted the wide shot. I'm like, where did the trash can come from?
I know.
Like, how did this happen? I got really fixated on this. I'm like, but gravity. No, how did this happen?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Does not matter,
and they don't
Sarah.
really. That's the only sequence in the movie where it's like, yeah, what we do in the past can't affect the future.
So they plant the tape recorder, and then
that's the only time.
It was fantastic.
But I loved that moment.
Yeah.
Anything else in particular?
No, I think those were like my favorite. I mean, I liked everything pretty much. I like the weird futuristic people. I'm like, who are these people?
I forgot that the movie doesn't really explain.
No, what?
Like, there's a monologue at the beginning where he's like, "Oh yeah, the future is super clean."
From?
Like, yeah, I guess
and
it's the same idea of like, "Oh, this is a phone booth. Like, this is a time machine we created, and it'll blend right in with San Dimas, California of the 80s."
They become super famous. They save the world with their music, and
right?
then these are the people that they somehow know that they have to go back in time to prevent them from failing history class so they can fulfill their destiny. But how do they know?
Right.
The
time travel does not make sense.
I need like a research paper on this movie.
Take a moment. Yeah, take a moment, because there's no.
I had to like click off my brain. I'm like, stop thinking about this. Just go with it.
It is the movie's pitch of like two surfer guys from LA travel through time so they can pass their history test. That's it.
I do kind of love that they're just like, audience, this is how it is. Move along.
Yes,
like they do not care. Take no prisoners. Just like, you don't need to know. Thank you.
is now, with that in mind, that is something I think I would fault the movie for. It does not go beyond its service level.
I fault it, but I also think it's great at the same time.
Yeah, I don't want this. I don't want this movie to go through the intricacies of time. Yeah. Anyway, but is there anything other than that? Is there anything about the movie that didn't work for you? Or
not really.
Okay.
I actually like really had fun with this film. I mean, sure. Could I pick it apart? Yes. Am I going to? No, because I think once you do that, you might as well not watch this movie. If you're
you're basically,
if you're gonna hyperanalyze this thing, don't watch it. Like if that is your brain, you won't enjoy it. But if you can like just let loose, let go, and go with the flow with this film, you'll have a really good time.
I think the situational stuff for me, like when it's like, here he is in a water park, here he is this, like those things are kind of goofy to me, and it feels very much
filler.
It feels aimed at like a young audience for sure. They feel very like silly, like, oh, they go into an ice skating rink and they're slipping and falling all over each other. You know, it's just these really goofy things. But yeah, like you said, for me, it's hard to separate myself from my emotions of watching it for the first time and being that young and having it play such a significant part in my life. I don't think it's necessarily a great movie. It's kind of, I think the reason it still works to this day and why people have so much affection for it is because of the fact that Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, the writers wrote a real solid script that, while not outstanding, just got the job done, but the two actors ran with it and made it work. So now there's a sequel, obviously, Bogus Journey. And it doesn't spoil anything if we talk about the plot of the third movie, I don't think. But Bill and Ted Face the Music is the upcoming third film that is finally, after all these years, they've had a script for so long, and they finally have gotten funding for it. And it looks like it's coming out in 2020, so next year. And I think that's so great. And Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter have been campaigning for this for so long. It's the same screenwriters. And they got the director of Galaxy Quest who's going to be doing it as well, which is super, super exciting. The plot of the movie, I love this so much. It's basically Bill and Ted are now middle-aged, obviously, and they have families, and they were supposed to have created a song that saves the universe, but they're like, not like, they just don't, like, they haven't done it, so they're
never happened.
They're in middle age, and they're kind of depressed, and their marriages are falling apart, and their kids don't like them, and they're supposed to be these big saviors, like who are like not just the world but the universe. And so time travel, of course, gets involved, and it's like, you guys have to do this or else it's not just the world that's at stake, it's the entire universe that's at stake.
No pressure.
I love the idea of them being middle-aged and kind of burnt out and like trying to function as adults, but not really, like, still having that childishness
the kid heart
about them. I think that could be real fun.
Yeah.
And the screenwriters have said this, and it's clear. Like, they were like, look, we wrote this on spec. We weren't getting paid for it. We had plenty of time to work on this script. Nobody was rushing us. This is a labor of love. And I really, I watching this movie and the sincerity of it and the fact that they have been working on it for so long, I want to believe that there's something real special with this third movie. And I mean, of course, with Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter coming back, I can't imagine we'll get anything less than at least something really sweet, which I think is at the core what makes this movie's sweetness and its sincerity is really what makes it
good
work.
Because you know how you just hold things dear to your heart, and there's this wave of nervousness that comes out whenever right now we're in this whole like reboot, revival, sequel, like everything is like that, and you're like, oh, that's great, and then on the flip side you're like, what if they ruin it, what if they kill it, like and we've had some stuff that I personally like hated that I loved the original, or things like that, so I get really nervous. So why did you make me love this? Because they better pull through.
I think they will,
or it'll be all your fault.
and I'm very, very hopeful. You'll want to watch Bogus Journey.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down.
I remember Bogus Journey being a little less clean than this movie. By clean, I mean it's a little more convoluted and ridiculous, and it just tries.
Bring it.
It just goes way overboard in a lot of ways, but there are things I remember about it that are really
Are they still
fun.
in high school?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I think they might be out of high school.
I couldn't tell are they seniors here or like juniors?
I think they're supposed to be like
they don't seem like
juniors or
sophomore.
seniors. No.
I thought they were like juniors or seniors. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. And the fact that he's being sent off to military academy, maybe that's like he's supposed to be graduating this year. I don't know. But Bogus Journey is like they go to hell and they end up meeting up with death. And it's like really.
Is it dark or dumb?
It's a little darker. It's a little more twisted for sure. It's a little like, from what I remember of it, it's more bonkers and a little less charming. Like it's a little more like, this movie is just, what are they doing? Like this is just bizarre. But I do remember liking the character of Death a lot. They do this is my first exposure to anything Ingmar Bergman, but they do a parody of Seventh Seal. Death is basically portrayed as Death from the Seventh Seal.
Oh, wow.
And they have to play in Seventh Seal. There's a knight who plays chess with Death the entire movie, and if he loses, he forfeits his life. And this movie has the boys playing like Battleship and other board games with Death to save their lives. And I just remember Death going, you have sunk my battleship, and that's all I remember. It's a weird movie for sure, but
no, I'm excited.
It's still I'm excited to watch it just because of Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. I'm excited to watch it again, but also very excited for this third movie. And if that's all we have to say about it, what on a final rating scale, what would you give Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure on a scale of 1 to 5? I guess, do we want to just do Wild Stallions?
Yes.
Wild Stallions.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it, I think, critically, with my film-loving eye, I would give it a 3.
Your film-loving eye.
Yeah, my film-loving
eye.
I know.
You're such a film snob.
Such a podcast.
Oh, let me turn on my film-loving eye real quick.
Yeah, I'm nothing more than a podcast voice. It's all a facade. It's all a facade.
He's just a talking head.
I'm just a talking head. So I would say probably, I'd say genuinely maybe a 3.5 for sure. And I also, one more story. My friend Dewey and I made this movie, our yearbook quote. God, yeah, man, I'm not even a good podcast voice. I can't say words.
Failed.
But my quote was "Be excellent to each other," and his was "Party on, dudes, and because I came first in the alphabet, you could flip back and forth between them and find them.
That's great.
So this movie, I forget how much this movie, it really means a lot to me, and it's a very sweet movie, and I'm a fan. But that's it. So thank you so much for watching this.
Thanks
I'm glad
for sharing it.
Yeah,
This is great. I had a lot of fun.
Me too, and I'm glad you liked it. And if people want to find you on the internets, where can they find you to talk about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
With Love Alone on Instagram.
Yay. And I'm at YayShawnDoorman on Twitter, at Shawn Doorman on Instagram. You can find me in either of those places. And I want to hear if you're excited about Bill and Ted 3. Are you looking forward to it? Are you nervous? What do you think? And also, again, thank you so much to people who have been leaving ratings and reviews on iTunes. I'd encourage you, again, if you haven't already, please give us a rating. Whatever you feel is right in your heart, I influence you to give us 5 stars, but do whatever you want. And those help us out a lot. And then, of course, the Nerd Party, which is the network Missing Frames is a part of. We've got so much amazing stuff going on all over the place, so many different podcasts, amazing people. You can go to thenerdparty.com, find there's something for everybody. So check that out. Make sure you're following the Nerd Party at Join Nerd Party on Twitter, and that you've liked the Facebook page, the Nerd Party, and also go to Instagram and like us there at the Nerd Party. And that's that. All we can really say is be excellent to each other and
Cowabunga dudes.